I'm Myron Kandel. I was the founding financial editor of CNN, and I'm here today with Dennis Gallagher. He's the chairman, CEO, and founder of Student Transportation Incorporated. Dennis, we're sitting here at the NASDAQ market site just before your listing on NASDAQ. How will that listing affect your future growth?
Well, I think the NASDAQ listing has given us the credibility we need in the U.S. We basically, as a U.S. investor, you can buy our shares even today on over the counter. But again, there's no bid and ask for that. There's no real liquidity. So the investors, I think, are going to look at the NASDAQ listing very positively. We're going to have a dual listing. We're going to maintain our listing in Toronto on the TSX with currently our symbol as STB, Student Transportation Bus, I like to think of it as. And in the U.S., under the NASDAQ, we're also STB. So we'll have the same symbol, both markets. I think it's going to give us broader access to a lot more investors. I think retail investors, again, are going to love this dividend. They're going to understand a very simple business, and they're going to like the fact that the company grows, it's simple, and it pays a nice dividend.
That dividend is really one of the hallmarks of your company. You discussed earlier how you maintain it. Now let's assume the stock zooms. What do you do about the dividend?
Again, I think the program is for us to retain the cash that we need and then to be able to give back to the shareholders a nice return. You know, the dividend is not earnings per share, but it really is earnings per share when you're giving them a dividend. So there's earnings per share is one accounting mechanism, and the dividend payment is another one. So I think shareholders look at total return, and they're going to look at their dividend plus any capital appreciation. I think if we got to the situation where I think we would be able to grow into our dividend, and I would kind of like to see our yield in the 5% kind of range, and I think the stock will be able to show that that's a really good price for the stock.
Now, if you had one message to leave for your shareholders or potential shareholders, what would it be?
I would ask shareholders to take a look at a very simple business, one that they understand, one that they've probably been stuck behind on the roads during the morning and during the rush hours and honking their horn as the school bus is picking up kids on the road. I would like people to look at that a little bit differently and to know that it's not a commodity, it's not a milk truck that's out there every day. This is something that is taking kids to school. This is precious cargo. This is something that is very important. It needs to be treated that way. It needs to be funded properly. But you also have got to have good specifications so that good contractors are providing good service. We're not the only provider out there, and there's thousands of really good providers that are out there. But I would just hope that potential shareholders would understand the consistency of this business and the fact that, you know, we are a very good management team, and we've been able to deal with all of these issues that have been thrown at us over the years here lately.
Dennis, thank you for joining us. Dennis Gallagher, Chairman, CEO, and founder of Student Transportation Incorporated.
Thank you.